red ZX badge, sitting right next to a prestige script plate. This Tahoe runs a front splitter with functional brake cooling ducts GM has never certified on this nameplate before at the factory level, and I'm saving exactly why that matters until later in this video. As for the price question, my answer depends entirely on whether you're cross-shopping this against a Grand Wagoneer or against a standard Tahoe sitting 2 trims down, because those are 2 very different conversations to have. We're covering the exterior in detail, the cabin, then the powertrain numbers that actually matter most. But first, the backstory, because this Tahoe didn't come out of a normal product planning cycle. It came out of something far more specific than that. Most people are staring at that red ZX badge. That's not the engineering story. The real story is lower down. That front splitter routes air directly into functional brake cooling ducts, not just a styling lip for the dealership floor. A standard splitter just manages front-end airflow for looks. This one actively cools the rotors during hard, repeated stops. GMC's Yukon Denali still runs a purely cosmetic lower fascia. Active brake duct shutters. Temperature sensors at each rotor open or close the duct shutters based on brake heat. The logic is simple. Cooling air helps most exactly when brakes are hottest, not constantly. It closes the gap between managing brake fade and actually preventing it. Step inside and this cabin makes a different case entirely. The seats were perforated black leather with chevron quilted pattern and a silver accent strip across the bolster, a detail that feels closer to Grand Wagoneer's Palermo leather than a mainstream Tahoe. That's a deliberate signal, not an accident. The console keeps 2 knurled rotary knobs for climate and volume alongside the tri-screen layout, not touch-only sliders. On a bright day, a knob you can grab by feel beats hunting for a slider you can barely see. Grand Wagoneer leans more heavily on its touchscreen for those same controls. Predictive route handoff. The navigation route automatically shifts between the digital cluster, main screen, and lower screen based on which one you're looking at. It's specific to keeping 3 screens useful instead of 3 screens competing for attention. It closes the gap between having information and actually seeing it in time. Missed the mark, that lower touchscreen duplicates functions on the main display above it. Grand Wagoneer keeps its secondary screen dedicated to climate only, with no overlap. The exterior is where that competitive intent gets loud. Here's what actually triggered this. Jeep discontinued the standard Wagoneer entirely and repositioned Grand Wagoneer as its sole flagship starting under $70,000, undercutting Tahoe's premium trims directly. The brief wasn't simply build a nicer Tahoe. It was answer that exact price fast before more loyal buyers started cross-shopping a Jeep badge instead. Every panel on this Tahoe traces back to that one repositioning. Front splitter, the functional brake cooling piece we already covered, not decoration for a showroom floor. Grille, black mesh pattern with a chrome bow tie and full-width LED light bar signature across the header. Badges, that red ZX marker paired with a chrome prestige script on the rocker panel, 2 positioning statements living on one body. Wheels, large diamond-cut multi-spoke wheels on low-profile performance rubber, chosen deliberately for road presence over ride cushion. Rear, a full-width LED light bar with illuminated Chevrolet lettering, quad exhaust tips integrated into a black diffuser, and a roof spoiler engineered for genuine highway stability at speed. Engineering decisions like functional brake ducting hold their purpose for the life of the vehicle. Badge combinations don't. None of that matters without the number underneath it all. Engine, 6.2-liter V8, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic, 4-wheel drive. That's within single digits of Grand Wagoneer's turbocharged 6, delivered with naturally aspirated V8 character instead of turbo lag off the line. Adaptive brake cooling control. The same rotor sensors from speculative tech number 1 feed a control module that pre-cools brakes before predicted downhill grade, using route elevation data. It's the exact gap Grand Wagoneer's fixed cooling ducts leave open on long mountain descents. It removes brake fade risk before it ever builds up. Grand Wagoneer wins outright torque by a slim 8 pound-feet margin, essentially a rounding error. GMC's Yukon Denali wins interior hush at highway speed. Neither one actively manages its own brake temperature in real time at all. Engineering case closed. Now the money question. Now, here's what I actually think. Completely straightforward. That Wagoneer price move explains nearly every decision here. The active brake ducts, the tri-screen handoff, even pairing a performance badge with a prestige script on the same body panel. Whether Chevy actually succeeded depends entirely on whether you personally value V8 character or turbocharged refinement more in daily driving. Expect this configuration to land around $92,000. Grand Wagoneer's upper trims start near $91,490 for similar power but a 6-cylinder engine under the hood instead of a genuine V8. And a standard Tahoe starts closer to $58,000, so you're paying roughly $34,000 for the V8 upgrade, the active brake cooling, and the tri-screen cockpit layered on top of that base SUV. On residual value, genuine factory-integrated hardware like active brake cooling has historically held up noticeably better at trade-in than cosmetic badge packages alone, because it shows up as a documented build code a dealer can actually verify. Plan on a 4 to 5 year hold, and this configuration should depreciate more like genuine engineering than a simple trim level upsell ever does. If you want V8 character with genuinely smarter brake management, this is the better buy over a Grand Wagoneer. If turbocharged refinement is genuinely your only real priority here, Jeep still gives you that outright, no argument there at all. This Tahoe earns its premium through active, verifiable engineering, not badge pairing alone. That red ZX badge I opened with, paired with prestige, it's the whole thesis of this Tahoe. I genuinely love to hear from anyone who's driven a Grand Wagoneer or a Yukon Denali back-to-back with the ZX. How did the brakes hold up? Next up, Tahoe ZX against that Grand Wagoneer, spec for spec. Subscribe so you don't miss it. $92K for this Tahoe ZX or $91K for the Grand Wagoneer? Drop your call below.